All right. Hi, this is Brian with Meat Art Engine. Today we're going to be doing some Transaxle hydrostatic services. So here we have the HydroGear Transaxle Oil Service Kit. This kit comes with 2 filters and enough oil to service 2 hydrostatic transmissions. So what you have to do is determine which transmission you have, make sure it fits the number series. This kit fits multiple different HydroGear units. ZT 2800, 3100, 3200, 3400, 36, and 3800. There's a second kit for the larger transaxles that are out there. So first thing we're going to do is make sure we got the correct kit for the transaxles we have, which we do. We got ZT 3400s, and we're going to start by taking the covers off for the filters and getting up into the transmission and removing the purge plug, the air purge plug. You want to take out the air purge plug so that you can fill the transmission after you service it. Once you remove the filters, if that purge plug is left in there, you stripped it out, let's say, you won't be able to get enough fluid into the transmission to get it to purge properly. So always take your plug out first, and that way you can determine if you need to pull the transaxle to do any kind of service to get that plug out. So we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll remove these 2 plastic covers and the purge plugs. Yep. Now I'm going to access the air purge plugs, make sure we can break them both free, and go ahead and get those loosened up and ready to remove. This one came free, that's always a good sign. Come over to the other side. That one is free also. So we've got our air purge plugs free, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the filters and start draining the fluid. Okay. You're going to want to get back, and I want to lower this thing down. I just loosened the cap for the fill, right, which is actually an expansion tank, so as the fluid heats up and cools down. That's why your kit will come with 5 quarts total. Yep. So we'll go ahead and open up the kit and see what we have here. Inside, you'll have an instruction sheet. Depending on whether you have fill tanks or no fill tanks, there's going to be some adapters in here for filling the actual transaxles themselves if you need. There's a pump, the adapters, instruction sheets. So if you're not able to pour your fluid into the tanks, you can pump it into the transaxles, pumps included. 5 quarts of fluid and 2 of the oil filters ready to go. All that is included in the kit. So a kit will do an entire ZTR. You should change your transaxle fluid after 75 hours of operation and every 400 hours thereafter. So this is something that should be done and is a necessary maintenance item to make sure your ZTR runs good. Now that the transmission has drained all the fluid out of it, we're ready to clean up the gasket surface area and put the new filter on. Carefully clean up that gasket surface area. Make sure you don't get any dirt drop down into the transmission. So even though it has a filter, dirt is critical when you're talking about a hydrostatic transmission. Grab your filter. Oil up the O-ring on it. You want the oil on there so you can get it to the proper tightening sequence. So it says oil the gasket, tighten 3/4 to 1 turn after the gasket contacts the base. Carefully put your filter up in there. Go ahead and get it started. Rotate it down till it just contacts the filter base. Once we made contact, we're going to go 3/4 to 1 full turn. From this point, now we're ready to fill the transmission back up. Remember, you've got your purge poured out. So as we fill the container in the top, We're going to wait for the fluid to start running out of the transaxle, and then we're going to go ahead and put the plug back in. So now that we've got both units changed, we're going to go ahead and lower the unit back down. We're going to get to the point that we've got to purge the air out of the hydros. So the next phase after servicing the transmissions is purging the air out of the hydros. Now that we've done the servicings on our hydros, what we're going to do next is purging the air out of the system. So I'm going to talk it through real quick. So we're going to start the unit up. We're going to stroke the hydros back and forth nice and easy 6 times. We're going to go full travel. And then once we're done, we're going to engage the transaxles and we're going to stroke it again 6 more times either way. We're going to re-engage the hydros. Where they Next thing to do would be drop it down, level it off, check your fluid levels, and we're done with that servicing.